Ozzy Osbourne, the irreplaceable voice of Black Sabbath and one of rock's most influential figures, passed away on July 22nd, 2025, at the age of 76. Just 8 days later, on July 30th, the city that raised him, Birmingham, England, came to a halt to say goodbye. At exactly 1 p.m., thousands lined the streets as Ozzy's funeral procession began its slow, emotional journey from Broad Street toward the iconic Black Sabbath bridge. It's hard to put into words what it felt like to be there. The city wasn't just quiet, it was grieving. Strangers stood shoulder to shoulder, not saying much, just holding space for each other in the shadow of this loss. Some people held flowers, others clutched old vinyls or wore shirts from concerts long past. A few simply closed their eyes as the brass band began playing Iron Man, and later Crazy Train. And then came the moment that broke everyone, Sharon. She stepped out of the car with Jack gently holding her hand, and Kelly right behind, trying to be strong, but the weight of her heartbreak was undeniable. You could see it in her trembling hands, the way she had to steady herself just to take a few steps. Ozzy wasn't just a husband, he was her whole world, her anchor, her chaos, and her calm. When they reached the Black Sabbath bench, covered in flowers, letters, candles, it felt like time stopped. Sharon paused, her eyes scanning the tributes. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. Her silence said everything. Kelly leaned her head on her mother's shoulder. Jack stood behind them both, eyes red, jaw clenched. And just for a moment, the three of them formed a quiet circle of love around a man who meant everything to them. I was standing across the street. I don't know why, but in that moment, I felt like we all became part of their family. We weren't watching celebrities. We were mourning with a mother, a son, a daughter. A family left with a hole that no music, no memory could ever fully fill. Someone behind me whispered, "There'll never be another." And they were right. Ozzy wasn't just the Prince of Darkness. He was the sound of rebellion in our youth. The voice that told us it was okay to be weird, to be loud, to not fit in. And beneath all the theatrics, he was kind, funny, honest, human. I don't know if Amy was there. Maybe she grieved in private. That's her right. What matters is that her father knew she loved him. And that love was everywhere today, in the way fans wiped their tears, in the way strangers hugged, in the way the music echoed through Birmingham one last time. As Crazy Train played, the crowd erupted in one final chant. "We love you, Ozzy." It wasn't for show. It was the kind of love that sticks with you forever. The kind that comes from knowing someone helped shape your heart without ever meeting you. There's something I want to say, not just as a fan, but as someone whose life was shaped by Ozzy. To those of you watching, my childhood, my youth, my hardest years. Ozzy was always there. Not in person, of course, but in his music, in the way he screamed the truth when I couldn't speak, in the way his lyrics, his interviews, even his raw, cracked laughter made me feel like I wasn't alone. There were days I didn't think I'd make it, and then a song like "Mama, I'm Coming Home" would play, and somehow I could breathe again. Maybe he never knew what he gave us. Maybe he went to his rest, never realizing that, across the world, people like me were alive, still here because of him. So today I speak not just for myself, but for all of us. We are a family bound not by blood, but by the love and gratitude we share for one man, the Prince of Darkness, who for so many of us was the light. With all the love in my heart, with every ounce of respect and thanks I have in me, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne.